What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. This is Eccentric RockStar'Seed. Oh my goodness. Dropped all my cards. And I'm here with another intuitive message. Keep in mind, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Okay. This is a continuance. Part 3. Yes, we are still on the authenticity of the lover. Say something nice. Today, I consciously choose to think loving thoughts, take compassionate actions, and bring forth peaceful energy. Because the weight of the world is not mine. I'm creating healthy boundaries. I let it go, whatever it is. It's like a burning bowl ritual or something. It's not mine to carry. I'm on to something new. I have my wings, and I'm becoming something new. My power lies in my peaceful presence. Presence. My presence is a present. Okay? Appreciate it. Also, I am in sync with the flow of life. Okay? Mother's milk. That yin energy. That femininity, that love, Venus energy, and Pluto. Also, there's no such thing as a mistake. Everything happens in divine order, and I'm being guided to learn and grow through power over difficulty. I reclaim my power by accepting and surrendering that there is no such thing as a mistake. It was all divine preordainment because I'm cleansing trauma through this transformation, and it is intense. So, I cherish every cell in my body through spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. Integration time. Blue flame. I am a blue flame to my twin flame. So, in conclusion, compassion is my compass. I'm willing to hold space for the experience of others. Okay. Coming out of darkness and moving into the light. I will no longer operate from my ego. That's it for that. Now, this is yin energy today, and I could be a man or a woman in their feminine energy. So it's time to release negativity. And you can blame it on my gypsy soul. That's full moon and Scorpio energy. But we already have the darkness to light, that death of transformation, a couple times here. Okay. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. Again, when darkness surrounds you, be the light. Okay? Work through your fears. So you can learn how to be the light. That's what I feel like that's the example, the human embodiment. You're teaching people that. You got swag. What I just say? You got swag, right? Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. Be your own hero. I know that's right. I think you and your counterpart are speaking to each other. Okay, I think you are. Where you want to start? With the power over difficulty. This is more like a warning card. You know, there are situations, people or patterns in your life threatening to take over, whether it be energetically, physically, emotionally, verbally, mentally. Somebody wants to have the first say, the middle, the final conclusion. They just want to have everything to say about you. To just overly concentrating over, in your space, in your energy or your life. They have to redirect their focus and worry more about them. They need to give you 50 states, 50 continents worth of space. We only have 7, so they need to give you 50 continents worth of space. Okay? And they're a snake, and the snakes can be venomous, tempting, even strangling. So be honest with yourself. You're being called to investigate your relationships and your daily activities to determine what may be harmful or dishonoring to you, or even may be consuming you. You might be around an incubus or succubus energy. If someone is bringing like a toxic energy to your life, it may be necessary to let that person go, or at least reduce your exposure dramatically. And if the situation like seems to be suffocating you, like smothering you, excuse me, or just disrespecting your whole sense, your Declaration of Freedom. If you look in a Declaration of Independence, it has my name there, Eccentric Rockstar Seed, on part section 1, page 1. The very first section says Eccentric Rockstar Seed. Okay, people need to tell them to tell whoever to figure out what that means. Okay, and your enthusiasm too. Just being a wet mop. It's time to rethink your motivation for even remaining engaged, or why you even want to be around that person, place, or thing. And and that's it for that. Ugh. You have to know that you're worthy of an amazing life, and don't feel guilty or hold yourself back or make to patronize anybody or make anybody feel uncomfortable. Go after what you want, with the utmost high esteem. And as long as your dreams both excite you and scare you, they have to. You need to do something, be a part of something that scares the living shit out of you. Okay, because it's that kind of great and it's that kind of good. That's a good sign. Okay, give yourself permission to go for it. Okay, you don't need to be timid. Don't be passive. Don't be shy. Don't be uncertain. Don't worry about the coulda, woulda, shouldas, the what ifs. Worrying that you might be too much for someone or asking too much. You can never ask too much from the Most High. That's what He's there for. Okay? You are here to march to your own beat. Simple as that. But the reality of all this is you're going through a spiritual initiation. And this is happening because you're ready for it. And even if it doesn't feel that way, you're going through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of darkness. You're coming out of a lot of darkness. The way to pass the test is to rely on the light within you. Be the light. Work through your fears. Right? Don't let fear or doubt make you distrust where you're going. And don't give in to despair. Don't be insecure. Don't be insecure. Do not be insecure. Or believe that things will not work out. Trust God. You have to be confident in knowing that there are great and beautiful things meant for you. And you can't share your blessings with nobody. They your blessings, and vice versa. Nobody can't share their blessings with you neither. Okay? And no matter what appears to be right now, it's going to come to you in the perfect way that's perfect for you. Having light is powerful. Light itself is powerful. And a lot of people don't really understand that. They don't dig that. They don't understand it. The fear in their heart makes them cynical. They're super cynical. They speak from a pessimistic space, and their fear stops them from seeing, what's true. But in the absence of truth, right, they hold on to their judgments. They cling to their judgments instead. They give you that scoffing noise that people do, like they turn their nose up at what they don't understand. Be careful of allowing those kind of people to influence you. Matter of fact, cut them off. It's not wise to take advice from people who are invested in creating pain for themselves. Why would you want to do that? You can have compassion for them, but don't underestimate how their negativity can taint your trust. If you're not careful, if you're not mindful, your trust in God. God don't forsake people. That's standing on your own 2 feet. So you don't need to listen to nobody who's not that strong yet in that area. They have to work their way there, and they definitely cannot ride your coattails getting there. When we feel the light within us, we trust in it. But you have to trust. You have to feel it. I remember it's an a cappella gospel song we used to sing on the church choir when I was growing up. It's called He's alive. If anybody who's Baptist or whatever, some form of Christian, find that song. It's a cappella, it's no music to it. It starts with the tenors, the men. Um, and he's, um, I don't know, that song just popped in my head for whatever reason. Take it how it resonates, but use discernment, okay? Because if you're a person who understands God's lordship and his worship, take it how it resonates. You know what I mean? Use discernment when you listen to it. Be stern in your beliefs in your religion when you listen to it. And really though, the only thing that can stop you is you. The only person or thing that can stop you is you. And you know, the only thing that could trap you is the choice to believe in negativity and give into fear. So if that's not you, so don't choose that for yourself, right? Don't listen to people who will cause you to question your light. I don't think it's you that's questioning your light. I think it's other people who are challenging you and your light. They don't understand your spiritual journey or how things work as your, what is it, Surah number 28? It's called the spider, our incubus. Do people think that just because they say they believe that they will not be tested? Those are the people that I feel like this is really redirecting to go back the other way. Go play in your own sandbox. You don't get into it. You don't get it. Okay, so you don't even need to be over here. Nobody asked you to speak, kind of thing. Like I don't come over to you and say what you're doing. I don't overly critique your stuff and say what you're doing is feasible. Like I don't tell you this is weird. So it's not for you to come over here and bring that. It's just a lot of ignorance. That energy is just a lot of ignorance. And I feel like you're healing yourself because you being a compassionate, empathic person, you were around some pretty ignorant people. And now you got to cleanse your energy. You know, you got to detox yourself of that. You got to be careful that it's not seeping into what you know to be true. Today, I consciously choose to think loving thoughts, take compassionate actions, and bring forth peaceful energy. My grandmother used to say, God, give me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change and change the things that I can accept, and the wisdom to know the difference. If I'm saying it wrong, put it in the comments, okay? But you get the gist. I like the word creatrix. It's about letting your inner artist out to play in whatever feels fun, raw, and honest for you. It's time for you to experience something new. Because your soul is a divine creative fire. Like you're a big fire. You're more than a wall of fire. Like you're somebody who wants to break free from what has been and give life to something new. Like you're always on the up and up for something new. It's time to release negative energy. There's so much Scorpio energy on this board. I can and I will. How about that? Because I'm bold like that. So as that moving from darkness to light, it's about that great transition. You know, it may seem like a relatively minor event, or it might even feel big to you, like ending a relationship or a job or a long-time residence. Remember, however way it signifies, even out of the most difficult experience or the deepest darkness comes a new life filled with light and unexpected blessings. So with that being said, you be compassionate with yourself through the process. That's your compass right now. Is being compassionate and being patient. And the fact that you're willing to create a space to let something new come in is growth within itself. Side note, my power lies in my peaceful presence. Wings of light, something new. This looks like masturbation to me. This looks like a vagina. But I got two messages from it. It's either somebody thought you was the new chapter in their life and you think or believe that You know, you had a transformation, so you already know your wings is taking you somewhere else. Like, you have the courage to say yes to something different. You have the courage to do it, and you have the courage to write about it. You have the courage to speak about it. What does that mean? Maybe you worried that you might have missed your chance, but you cannot miss your destiny. Your destiny is what it is. It doesn't matter if it takes 40 years to get to it, it's still your destiny. Hmm. Free spirit. Pluto energy. It's like, fuck that. It's like somebody got out of a draining ass relationship. Respectfully. To be respectful. I just feel like that somebody, a lot of you did. Get out of it. I don't care what the nature, the dynamic of the relationship is, it was draining you. Sometimes people are negative and don't know that they're negative. They don't know that about themselves yet because they haven't done the work yet. And you wish them well. You're bringing in a lot of radical shifts in your attitude. Like, your whole attitude is different now, and your energy. It's like whatever you used to feel like is like melting off. I think you're misunderstood by people around you. I think they misjudged you. They had you pegged for something weaker or something that they can play with, like a toy. They've got you all the way screwed up. And I'm here for it. Let's get into it. Let's see what the cards say. Because we're not going to go on with these trivial, irrelevant, slick dissing ass, think you could walk in my shoes, want to be better than me type of energy. I'm better than you type of energy. Come on now. Make it do what it do. King of Cups. Told you they had you pegged for somebody who could be played with. A king is very mature in energy, his masculine energy. You're somebody who takes accountability. Not just for your, it's not about creative endeavors. It's not just about creative endeavors. You know how to control yourself. You know how to control your emotions. You know how to play. You know how to be real coy and calm, cool, collective, and just be as graceful and charismatic while letting the motherfucker go. Let them go. Well, you can release somebody in ethereal beauty. It doesn't have to be harsh. It doesn't have to be rude. It doesn't have to be nasty. But you get it done. Because when it's time for you to retreat, one thing about a King of Cups, that's Scorpio energy yet again, they like to retreat a lot. They need to retreat. Them and Capricorns are a lot alike in that way. Okay? It's time to be, it's like, what else is out there? It's time for a new. You got that Malachite energy, that cleansing that trauma. And Malachite takes no prisoners. At least with your spiritual journey, you ain't taking no prisoners. What you gonna do? Okay? A powerful can do it for energy. Because this is a stone that cleanses a lot of emotional body of the trauma. With whether it's from this life or a past life, it's a teacher of emotional responsibility. So what that tells me is, what this King of Cups is, man or woman, you're a great teacher. You know how to set the example. Okay? Sometimes people feelings get hurt, but it's all for the best. You remember how it felt for you when you had to work through it. Two of Swords. Who's confused? What are you confused about in this dynamic? What's the problem? You've made an executive decision. To celebrate, to remain stable, to be stable, restabilize yourself, because you don't want it to. One thing you don't is you want it to affect your creativity. That's why you are that. Naomi Malone is goddess. Watch the movie Showgirls. Took place in '95. It came out in '95. Okay, that's you, and that's one thing you don't want to afford is to go to Lover's card again. Is for somebody to disrespect your authenticity. You are you, and it has nothing to do with other people. But I just feel like people may have got lost in their ego. It just exposed people for the egomaniacs, the egotistical freaks, control freaks that they are. And you being you, you're a wild woman, and blue is not your color. I mean, you communicate well, but blue is not your color. And then you got the Four of Cups. What's up with all this boredom? You're rescuing your own life from a lifetime of boredom. Ace of Cups. It's like once you let go of things that had a negative impact on you, the opportunity for emotional fulfillment, that's the Five of Swords. The opportunity for emotional fulfillment came in. I feel like you freed yourself from bondage, even if it's spiritual. Someone wanted to take, you know how you have like a handcuff that goes, it wraps really tight around your wrist. Someone did that to you emotionally and spiritually. See how my hand is wrapped around my wrist? Someone wanted to hold on, clutch, lock and key, and throw away that key and just hold on for dear life. And knowing that that's a risk, that's a big risk, but that person's ego took over. This person was shady to you, disrespectful, may have even spoke negatively against you when it was time to show integrity for your friendship. That person's ego, they got cocky. I feel like they weaponized your authenticity against you, like seeing elements in you, being overly fixated and competitive with you. They took elements of you and inserted it in yourself, in themselves. You're a trendsetter. You got a balance of yin and yang energy here with the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. It's somebody who tried to hide from you but couldn't, because you're too raw and that's too much of a risk. Possession. Somebody was weak. They was practicing their ego against you. It's like all the stuff that was spoken against you, no matter how hard they tried to disguise it, was them. Now you have the Lovers here twice. That was a misfit, trying to insert themselves in something that don't fit. There was some confusion, misalignments. You got a 2 and a 5 of Swords, which makes 7 of Swords, but can also break down to a 3 of Swords. See what happens when you lie? You get your feelings hurt. You get rejected. The World card when I split the deck. Something could be on the internet against you. Even if it may not say your name, but somebody could be talking about you on the internet. Or speaking to, like the World card is worldwide. You could be speaking to anybody from anywhere, worldwide. I see the telephone cards. Remember the telephone cards that called Mexico for 10 cents a minute? You know, those phone cards from back in the day. That's the vision I got. Where you can talk for so many minutes, 250 minutes for $20. So don't use your data or run up your phone bill. Nostalgia, real nostalgia. And that speaks a lot about you. You're somebody who collects items, very eccentric but very unique in your own way. You're a person who collects things out of sincere tradition. Now, then the World card is showing up. This is a completion to a transformation. You stepped out of darkness and into the light. Your light is so bright with all this Pluto energy on this board that you're not made to see who is in competition, or just speaking out of sincere confusion or acting confused when it comes to you and your and your overall well-being. It's like you're not. This is somebody who wanted the final say. Judgment. Got judgment here. I don't like the energy of this reading. Eight of Swords, self-imposed prison. That's somebody who put themselves in a situation and then they can't get themselves out. But it's also spiritual prison. Judgment is called. World card, judgment, Eight of Swords. That's negative. That's somebody who tried it. It's like like someone tried to swindle you. And they put themselves in spiritual jail because they weren't supposed to do that. And intellectually speaking, they knew they shouldn't have done that. Hmm. What's the aftermath of this madness? I feel like somebody's going mad. Somebody's sick emotionally. Ten of Wands. The weight of the world is not yours to carry. That's right under the World card. Drop it. The Sun card. Illumination. Something light is being shed on what's being done in the dark. Fool's card under the Eight of Swords. Somebody's blocked from you because they tried to stop for whatever reason. I guess the real question is, what was the reason that you needed to hinder or slow down or smother that person? Like, what was the reason? This person has a destiny to fulfill, authentic destiny. This person was called to do something spiritually. So what was the reason? Why was you doing the Shaitan's handiwork? Like, why would you do that? Like, that's somebody who just, you too newsy. You overly concerned with what somebody's doing in their life. You forgot that you have your own responsibilities. Everybody has their own shadow work that they have to do. No matter what it looked like on the surface, this person was sneaky. King of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. And again, with the Strength card. Alright, first of all, you fine as hell. So this person, I feel like this King of Wands is an attachment with the Strength card and the Queen of Pentacles. This person saw your value. So this person, that whatever this attachment was on this person opened himself up to this shit though. Ignorantly speaking, yes they did. And this person, this entity, this attachment took possession of this person's, like, spiritually speaking. They may be somewhat spiritual, religious. Everybody has their way. Everybody has belief. What they want to do or what they're going to do. And sorry, attachments can get onto anybody, even if they are a strong believer. You can still have they fall in love with you. Gens fall in love with you all the time. Just you walking down the street somewhere, they can fall in love with you. But in this case, this is companionship. This is the group of people you hang with, or a group of people you associate yourself with the World card here, the Ten of Wands, and the King of Wands. This is somebody who associates himself, who opens himself up to a lot of different energy. But then again, when you are a light worker or even a person in business, you open yourself up to a lot of people. So you have to be very mindful to protect your energy, to guard yourself, guard your chastity. Okay, you have to. It's very important, even if you're not. But if you're going to be interacting with people, you don't know what comes with people. You don't know how strong they are spiritually. You don't know what's attached to them. And that attachment see you and fall in love with you, and then they start moving that person in your direction in a way that's quite distorted. It doesn't make any sense. Why you felt the need to be that kind of possessive, and you got yourself, judgment was called on you. Like, you was sacrificing. What was you? You was giving glad tidings for an opportunity to be like, it's a doppelganger thing to do, but you was giving glad tidings for an opportunity to know what it felt like to be they fooled you to be some kind of divine person. You have to do the work. You can't skip over the work. You can't cheat or buy your way into something that requires shadow work. It doesn't work like that. You can't replace the work you need to do to build yourself up spiritually, to establish. You can't replace it with something tangible. Look at this. Like, look at that. Like, that's, people are throwing all their riches and their wealth for a chance out of hell, for that $1 million shot, that one shot to heaven. I'll give you an example. You have a culture where people beautify themselves cosmetically. But and then likewise, there are people who, they do strength training. So you get very different results with both. They both are beautiful, but you get very different results with both. But to try to skate around the work, it'll never look like somebody who physically did the work. You see what I'm saying? It's not the same thing. It's still a difference. And trying to alter your appearance cosmetically, do cosmetic procedure, which I'm not in any way disrespecting cosmetic procedures. I embrace it, with integrity. But what I'm saying is, for somebody who hit the gym for 9 months straight, and then you start to see that tonality, all their muscles are starting to build up. They do them hip thrusts, their ass is built up. They start looking like Serena Williams or somebody. You know what I mean? Somebody who's tight in the body, but it's from strength training. They actually do the physical exercise. You can't skate around that. You can never skate around the work and expect to look like that. And it's the same thing with spirituality, with having that relationship with God. You can't pretend. And it shows. It will show. He will expose it for what it really is. Just like you see characteristic traits in somebody, and the lover's card is here twice. So one of them could be, the overall energy was the lover's card, and then it came out again. One person was authentic, and the other person was trying to fit the shoes of somebody authentic without doing the work first. So this attachment saw your value. You're a person of integrity. So them person trying to walk around copycatting and imitating your mannerism and trying to swag like you, and it's working for a while because you still around. Judgment gets called. There's a tower moment. Judgment is also another Scorpio card. That's ancestors. Your ancestors stepped in and said, "What the fuck is a piece of fucking jewelry or anything tangible in your possession supposed to do? That ain't gonna fix the inner issues of nobody. You gotta do the work. I don't care what you look like on the outside. You ain't shit on the inside. Period." Put them on the block list, especially with the Eight of Swords. So some of y'all could be blocked, or just spiritually blocked, or in jail, or in spiritual jail, or just in a self-inflicted prison because you tried it with a chosen one. Now, how's that for forbidden love? Now go rap about that. What's the Fool card? Like, if you look at this Fool card, I'm looking at these illustrations, right? It's like it's a snake with the golden egg in it. I said that earlier. It's a snake in the mix. Whoever you are, who all you hang with, reassess why you there. Okay. Say a prayer. Pardon me, I have allergies. Ask the Most High to reveal to you who your hidden enemies are, because they look at this. They got the egg is you, the golden egg, illumination. It's somebody who wanted what you had but didn't want to work for it. They tried to play you by faking the friendship with you. Okay? They tried to make you think this, right? And it doesn't always have to be like a sexual thing. It's just an authenticity. This is a card of authenticity, not just lovers. Even if it is a lover, I feel like it is for a lot of people. You know, somebody, you can't weaponize somebody's cockiness against them. That doesn't make any sense. That's the whole thing of it. So they got outed, even if you didn't see it. They got illuminated. Either way, you were called to go do something else with your time. Like, I don't know how people do that. You know, you fighting an upheaval battle, trying to take somebody's stuff. But it's an attachment. It's an attachment there. That attachment. I hear they were warned not to do whatever it is that they was doing because it brings in bad energy. It's like playing with the Ouija board. What do you expect realistically? It's a Ouija board. You calling in all the negative entities that you can't handle. This person did that maybe without playing with a Ouija board. Maybe they do play with a Ouija board. I don't know. But it's the same concept. What's the final? What's the conclusion? Nine of Pentacles. You do continue on your way to abundance. You do continue with your endeavors. You do continue in great health. This gives me the vibe of good health, meaning you don't have anxiety, you don't have stress, especially with that 10 of Wands here. Whenever there's a 10, there's an ace. You don't have, and actually, what's this? The 8 of Swords is on top of that 2 of Swords. That's a 10. But it's somebody who did it to themselves, being a liar. Forgive them anyway. Okay, you move forward in great health. You go on to be the guru, the teacher, whatever your expertise is. But you are going to be like well respected in your community. This is the helping hand of God. This is restoration of a clean bill of health, wealth. A lot of things are restored for you. What was once dwindling is going back up again. As you are the Queen of Pentacles, the most valued person here. This is somebody who takes their time and diligently builds. Ooh, when I split the deck, is that the Tower card and the 7 of Swords? Look at this bitch. Trying to fix herself to be someone or something she is not.